Paying has become almost invisible. Put £20 in your hand, and buying something means watching that money leave. Put the same amount behind a phone screen, and the purchase can feel like a tap, a sound, and then nothing. The price is identical. The experience is not. That difference matters because a price does not enter your mind as a perfectly clean number. It arrives through a payment method, at a particular moment, with a certain amount of friction. Cash, cards, contactless payments, subscriptions, and installments all present cost differently. None of them is automatically good or bad, but each one can change what receives your attention. Start with cash. A physical payment is unusually visible. You choose the notes. You hand them over. You watch the amount in your wallet change. Buying and paying happen together. Researchers sometimes call this tight coupling. The thing you receive and the cost you surrender are connected in the same moment. Now compare that with a card. The cost is real, but the physical signal is weaker. The card comes back. The bank balance changes somewhere else, often later. With contactless payment, even the pause required to enter a code may disappear. With one-click checkout, the buying decision and the payment action can nearly collapse into one gesture. This does not mean everyone spends more whenever they use a card. Human behavior is not that mechanical. Income, habits, rewards, budgeting systems, and the purchase itself all matter. The useful claim is narrower. Payment mechanisms can change how clearly a cost is encoded, remembered, and connected to the purchase. Dilip Soman studied this connection between payment method, memory, and spending behavior. His work suggests that when payment details are less rehearsed or less salient, people may remember the cost less accurately. That matters because memory is part of comparison. If yesterday's purchases are fuzzy, today's available money can feel larger than it really is. Imagine buying 4 small things across one day: a coffee, a train ticket, lunch, a delivery fee. With cash, each payment produces a visible reduction. With separate taps, the moments can feel unrelated. By evening, your memory may preserve 4 purchases but not one combined total. The total did not disappear from the bank. It disappeared from the immediate story your mind was telling. Mental accounting adds another layer. Richard Thaler used that term to describe the way people organize money into psychological accounts. Rent money may feel different from holiday money. A refund may feel different from salary. A monthly subscription may feel different from a one-off purchase, even when every pound is equally spendable. These categories can be useful. They make a complicated financial life easier to navigate, but they can also hide connections. A £10 subscription may enter the entertainment account. A second enters productivity. Another enters fitness. Each looks small inside its own category. The bank account sees £30 leaving every month. Timing changes the experience too. A subscription separates the moment of choosing from most of the moments of paying. You make one active decision, then automatic renewal repeats it. Months later, the charge can feel like part of the background rather than a new purchase. Inertia does the work. The service may still be valuable, but the decision is no longer being refreshed. This is why subscription businesses care about reducing cancellation friction, keeping cards on file, and making renewal automatic. Convenience is genuinely valuable. Nobody wants to rebuild every routine each morning. The same convenience, however, can allow a weak decision to survive after your attention has moved on. Split and deferred payments change the frame again. A £400 commitment can be presented as 4 payments of £100. The total is still £400, but each decision queue is smaller. The first payment can dominate the checkout screen, while the remaining commitment moves into the future. There is an important nuance here. Deferred payment products are not automatically harmful, and the evidence does not support saying that every user is pushed into debt. The Financial Conduct Authority's UK research found a more complicated picture, including no consistent evidence of medium-term increases in indebtedness on other credit products. At the same time, deferred payments are credit commitments, and their presentation can affect attention, affordability checks, and understanding. From the 15th of July 2026, deferred payment credit in the UK entered Financial Conduct Authority regulation. That change brings rules around information, affordability, and consumer protection. Regulation can improve the environment. It cannot personally add 4 installments together for you at the moment of choice. So what makes an invisible payment visible again? First, reconnect the fragments. Before accepting installments, calculate the complete commitment. Not because installments are always wrong, but because the decision should be made with the full number present. A small payment and a small total are not the same thing. Second, give recurring costs one shared home. A monthly list of subscriptions, memberships, and automatic renewals turns scattered charges into one visible total. Review whether each service still earns its place. The goal is not to cancel everything. The goal is to make continued payment an informed decision. Third, create a pause where technology removed one. For an unplanned purchase, close the checkout screen and reopen it later. Even a short pause can separate the desire for the item from the convenience of the button. You are not fighting technology. You are putting a decision back into the process. Fourth, review totals rather than trusting memory. One weekly spending total is often more useful than trying to recall 20 separate taps. The point is not to monitor every coffee with anxiety. It is to give your brain the combined information that the payment experience may have scattered. You can also choose payment methods according to the decision. A card may be practical, secure, and easier to track. Cash may make a limited spending amount more visible. Automatic payment may protect you from missed bills. Manual review may help with subscriptions that no longer deserve inertia. There is no morally superior piece of plastic or paper. There are only tools with different signals. Visibility also improves forecasting. A purchase is not only a decision about today's balance. It competes with tomorrow's rent, next week's plans, and the other automatic payments already waiting. When a cost is fragmented, the future can look less crowded than it really is. A simple forward view can repair that. Put the full commitment on the date it will leave, then look at everything else scheduled around it. This is not a demand to predict every expense perfectly. It is a way to stop a beautifully simple checkout from becoming a complicated month. And friction should be designed, not maximized. Adding difficulty to every payment would waste time and make ordinary life worse. The useful friction is selective. Bills that must be paid can remain automatic. Planned groceries can remain quick. An unfamiliar purchase, a long subscription, or a large deferred commitment might deserve one additional step. The point of that step is not guilt. It is to bring the cost back into the same moment as the choice. This is the central idea. Easier payment reduces friction, and reduced friction is not the same as reduced cost. Convenience solves a real problem. It also changes the moment when attention is required. If the payment disappears, the decision needs another way to stay visible. The next time a checkout offers one tap, 4 smaller payments, or an automatic renewal, ask one question before judging the offer. What is the full cost, and when will I feel it? In the next video, we will examine another quiet influence, the first number you see, and why it can change every price that follows. Subscribe to get better with money.